This. My name is Ayako Uchiyama from Japan, and my title of my presentation is Criminal Law Amendment and Subsequent Criminal Trends. How, how to proceed? Purpose in this report: how criminal law reform related to sex affects subsequent crime trends in Japan will be examined based on criminal statistics. And let me show you about the process of criminal law reform. In Japan, at the Diet of 2070, the criminal law related to sex was revised largely. And this is the first time in 100 years Japan is a so conservative country about this matter. And the revised penal code was enforced on July 13, 2070. It's just 1 year ago. So the statistics reflects only half a year. And well, in Japan, we have mainly two types of sex offenses. One is rape, and it's renamed in this reform, forcible sexual intercourse, etc. And another one is indecency. And mainly, we have four aspects in the amendment. And first is change of the concept of rape, and second is non-complaints of sexual offense. Third, severe punishment for sexual offender, criminalization of sexual abuse, and mainly we show the two types of offenses. The amendment was done on mainly on rape. Let me show you precisely in each item first. First, change of the concept. Rape was renamed into forcible sexual intercourse, etc. And the victims of forcible sexual intercourse, who used to be limited to only women in the past, became to include men. So by this reform, oral sex and anal sex, which used to classify as indecency, are classified into forcible sexual intercourse. And second, non-complaints of sexual offenses. Rape and indecency were traditionally treated as complaints, and the victims had to judge the intent of complaints against perpetrator immediately after the damage, but that was no longer necessary. Third, severe punishment for sexual offense perpetrators. For the perpetrators, such as compulsion sexual intercourse, the lower limit of punishment was raised to 5 years, which used to be 3 years in the past. 4. Criminalization of sexual abuse. This was newly established because of sharp increase of child abuse and the silence of victims of sexual abuse. And this is also first time to punish perpetrators of child abuse. Only limited to sexual abuse, even though. So the question on purpose is, has non-petty increased the number of sexual offenses? To have male victims increased, and how about the traits? Third, how the strict penalization led to the suppression of sexual crime. 4. how public is sexual abuse? This is the purpose, maybe. So show the result. First, we show the two criminal trends of two types of offenses. Rape used to decrease gradually for about 50 years, but indecency is raised around 2000 around so. Because in Japan, government began to start victim support program, and the police detectives began to arrest the perpetrator for the crimes such as touching the female body in public transportation or so, which used to ignored for a long time. So that's one reason. Now let's compare 2016 and 2017. And rape is up, increase, but indecency is decreasing. And show the victim sex in forcible sexual intercourse. In 2060, all of the victims are females, and 2070, only 1.4% men included. It's very small number, small value, but it's just a trigger. And but indecency, we can't see big change. And also, let's see age distribution of victims. Male victims, as to female victims, 80% of victims in both years are less than 30 years. So rather younger generation. But male is much younger than females, because all of the victims, the number is very few, but all of the victims are under 30, and 80% of them are under 20. So male victims are younger than female. But indecency, we cannot see much change in both sexes. And about the sexual abuse, we found 30 females of forcible sexual intercourse, and 12 females are indecency by guardian. So, summary of the results. Mandatory forcible sexual intercourse are increasing, but forcible indecency is decreasing. There were 15 male victims including in forcible sexual intercourse, and the ages of male victims were, all of them are under 30, and 80% of them is under 20. Age distribution of male victims did not change greatly. male victims were younger than female victims. The victims of forced sexual intercourse by guardians are not so many, but 13 and 12. All of them are girls found. So, by the change of law, criminal behavior for male were punished more severely. We found few male victims, but this fact might depend on the prejudice which victims of sex crimes might be females. So public awareness should be changed of this. It seems that non-petitioning has not greatly influenced. So the analysis is over, but this is not enough analysis only in half a year. We still have some tasks for the future. And for example, it's constitution of crime. Attacking or threatening is necessary for constitution of crime, but it should be changed. Sexual intercourse without consent might be rape. It should be changed. It's my opinion. And also lower limit of age consent of sexual intercourse. It's 13. It's so too low. My opinion, it seems. So at least should be up to age 15. It's my my proposal. And thank you for your patience.